Welcome to my podcast, where memories find their voice. The Flight of a Farm Boy. I would like to share an account of family, grit, and sacrifice. If you take a drive down the country roads of Merkel, Texas, the wide open prairie looks much like it did a century ago. Back then, it was home to a tight-knit family of three: Wade Ensminger, his wife Viola, and their son Wade Jr. Wade Jr. was my second cousin 3 times removed. To the folks around Taylor County, he was just a quiet farm boy with an easy smile. But his life would soon become a breathtaking adventure that took him from the fields of Merkel all the way to the dangerous skies over Europe. This is his story. Wade Jr. was born in Merkel on November 6, 1921. He grew up on a farm as an only child, whose world revolved around a home overflowing with love. He graduated from Merkel High School with the class of 1938, a lean 5'9" boy with an easy smile and a striking sense of grit. Wade was a farm boy who loved working the land side by side with his dad, but he also had big dreams. In 1939, he went off to Lubbock, Texas to study at Texas Technological College, and later, as war loomed, he went to the Bowles Aircraft School in Dallas, Texas to learn how engines worked. When World War II arrived, Wade stepped up. On his military draft card, when asked to name the one person who would always know where to find him, he wrote down his mother, Viola. In July of 1942, he left his books in the family farm behind, trading his civilian clothes for an Army Air Force uniform. He earned his wings as a staff sergeant and flight engineer assigned to an elite tactical unit, the 451st Bomb Squadron of the 322nd Bombardment Group. They flew the sleek, fast B-26 Marauders on dangerous, low-altitude missions across Europe. For a boy from the flat prairies of Merkel, soaring through the skies was an unimaginable adventure, and Wade was brave. On his very 6th combat mission in the summer of 1944, his aircraft was shot down. Wade and his crew survived by clinging to a small life raft floating in the open ocean for 4 agonizing hours before being rescued. Yet he didn't falter. He climbed right back into the cockpit, eventually flying a staggering 32 combat missions. He was awarded with the Presidential Unit Citation, Air Medal, a Silver Cluster, 2 Bronze Clusters, and the Purple Heart. However, the grand adventure took a devastating turn during the brutal winter of 1944. On December 25th, Christmas Day, while families back home in Taylor County were gathering for the holiday, Wade's aircraft, called Clark's Little Pill, took heavy fire returning from a bombing mission over Bitburg, Germany. The plane went down over Luxembourg. Wade fought to keep his crew safe, and because of his heroism, almost all the crew survived the crash except for his brothers-in-arms, Bob Davis, Wesley Myers, and himself. His body was later discovered on January 7, 1945, in the snow near the village of Grossbues, Luxembourg. For nearly 4 long years, his parents waded through an unimaginable cloud of grief. But Wade's story doesn't end in a foreign graveyard. In August of 1948, the news flashed across Taylor County. Wade was coming home. On a Wednesday afternoon, the westbound Texas and Pacific Eagle train pulled into the station carrying his casket. His hometown gathered at the Merkel Methodist Church to give him the full military honors he earned. Today, Wade rests peacefully under a flat granite marker in the soil of Rose Hill Cemetery in Merkel, Texas. You can also find his name inscribed on the Taylor County Veterans Memorial and Plaza located on the Taylor County Courthouse grounds. I wanted to share his story today because family history isn't just about dates of birth or death. It's about remembering the heartbeat behind the name. Wade was a loving son, a Texas Tech student, a decorated flyer, and a boy who carried the spirit of West Texas all the way across the Atlantic. Next time you look at an old family photo, take a moment to pause. Our roots run deep out here, watered by the courage of young men like Wade.